Hello, planet Earth. My name is Brooke Nicole, and I'm here to channel some light and answer some questions about Reiki and what it is to channel Source. So I invite you to always, when you join in on these videos, on these transmissions with me, to bring yourself into heart space. Allow yourself to listen with your wholeness, with your allness, in a container of what if, in a container of complete curiosity. Allow yourself to bring along your bucket that you can put things in, that you don't want to carry along with you. We call that the fuck it bucket. And it's always available for you. You know what I mean? So, that being said, welcome to Circle. Let's take a big deep breath together. Closing your eyes. Allowing yourself to feel your breath as it moves through the body. Expanding through the belly and the rib cage. Feeling how the air fills your lungs. Feel the softening of your vessel as it releases through exhale. Just a few breaths to center yourself and bring yourself into this space of presence and this space of I am here. Okay? And when you're ready, opening your eyes. So I want to talk about Reiki and channeling Source. Reiki, as we know, is the Japanese word that means universal life force energy, source energy. There are many, many names that you could translate that word into. And we know as a practice that Reiki has lineages, it has, there's symbols, there are hand postures, there are methods and ways in which we can receive and we can give and in which we can share and teach. And so I want to offer this to you all as part of this world that we live in right here, where we are surrounded by programming. There's the stuff we learned in school, there's the stuff that we see online, TV, the collective consciousness of our communities, and beyond. It just depends on how long you're accessing information. You know what I mean? Collective consciousness, Israel is different for each of us, right? We're each tapping in from our own spot here on the planet, our own space, our own body, our own perspective. I hope that makes sense. So, and I hope it helps. So with all of these pathways all of these pathways in which we can channel Reiki, I would like us all to remember that opening the channel, saying yes to it, inviting Source in, is key. And that's really all there is to it, in its most basic and in its most core essence. Channeling light, channeling Source frequency is the foundation of what Reiki and energy work are. It's channeling truth and purity and love and the highest, purest, most living frequencies that activate in and through the vessel, that are beyond what this modern medicine and scientific measurements. However, you'll see Reiki in places like hospitals and the corporate world where people are coming around in the conference room and waving their hands and dinging bowls and stuff like that. We do that here in this room, and also, well, we'll get to that in a little bit in the announcements portion of the video. But right now, we're talking about what it is to channel source. So I want to tell a little story. I hope this helps. It supports. It's nice and short. But I was out at a beautiful, beloved church that I go to weekly to be in these energies with people, to receive sound frequency healing, to channel love, to channel grace, to receive holistic treatments, things like that. We dance. It's great. Church kids, you know, and so much fun. And I was up at this church, and this man came to talk to me, and he wanted to tell me that about his new connection, his new remembrance, his activation that he had just had. And so he starts telling me about this Reiki course that he had wanted to be part of, but he couldn't be, or there were obstacles. And so this round he didn't participate as a student, but he wanted to be part of that activation so deeply, so true in his heart. He wanted to open to that channel. And he did. So he came to me and he's like, so guess what? I didn't do this class over here. I didn't do this class. But Brooke, I connected to source. I put my hand on my heart, my hand on my third eye, you know, because we're talking energy centers here and chakras and all of that. I put my hand on my third eye and my hand on my heart, and I accessed source, and my dizziness went away. And then he starts telling me all of these things that had happened during this activation of this clear channel. And he hadn't had one single moment of learning in school in the way of Reiki, you know. I have a similar pathway in, you know. Before I even knew what that word was, I was accessing this frequency. And it flows all the way back through this body's history, channeling source and feeling source throughout life, and knowing that in new ways. Oh gosh, that's such a big conversation. Knowing source in new ways. How far in and out and through do you want to go to find out how expansive source is, right? Well, for me, that was part of what Reiki opened as well, as I had been opening to these energetic frequencies in the way of we called it, you know, mystic feminine practices, channeling archetypal energies and calling in the spirit and the essence of the faces of the feminine as they are channeled through this, what we would call masculine structured vessel, the body. That's a fun conversation to have. I know that I'm pulling a whole lot in right now, but the conversation's a lot of fun. You know, it's expansive, like we just said. So, back into this channel of grace for source. That night, when this man was telling me about his pathway and his activation and his opening, the joy and the just pure vibration that was flowing through him, I mean, it radiated out, you know, and he was so joyful. It was, he was a walking channel for source, just speaking it out, saying, we can do this, I can do this, we can do this, you know? And that's what I've been saying in these videos that we've been doing is that you, where's the camera? Where's the camera? I'm gonna look at you, you know? You are it. You're the fractal of source consciousness that says, I'm gonna be here right now, and I'm gonna experience this, and I'm gonna open this channel to receive light. I'm gonna open this channel to alchemize through love. I'm gonna open this channel to be more graceful, more powerful, more abundant, more compassionate, aware and present. That source channel is the essence of what Reiki energy healing is calling in. And so, that being said, I'm going to kind of bridge over now into the space of what it is like to receive. What it is like to receive a Reiki healing session. I just saw 11:11 on the timer here. I was about to say that oh gosh, we gotta back up. It's so funny. The source is like, watch your mindset. So that's another piece we can pull in right now, just in this moment, is the numbers. If you're seeing the numbers like 11:11, if you're seeing the repeating numbers 444, 555, 22, 23, whatever the number is for you. I've been 37 for a long time. My daughter's 47. There was 47 on the phone. You know, it's synchronicities. These are things that you'll start to look for when it comes to the numbers. What were you thinking of? You know, 11:11 is this number of manifestation. So when we are thinking our thoughts and feeling what's going on in our body while we're thinking these thoughts, that number might pop up to say, bring it in. What you manifesting right now, you know. And it's not always a questioning sort of thing, but it's a call to be present and to say and ask yourself those questions internally, like, what does this mean to me right now? Am I resonating in this abundance frequency that I want to be in? The abundance of joy and source and love and truth and passion and play and all of those things that light you up? Or am I resonating in an abundance of junk? You know. So these are the types of things that you can that will start to come into your field as you open to these frequencies, this channel. Okay, so well, it'll come around to tell you what I was thinking at 11:11, but to be able to speak that out serves the collective in this here and now moment. I know it, and if I'm the only one in the collective, it's serving me, so peace. All right, so we were talking about what it would be like to give and receive Reiki, energy healing, energy amplification, attunements, things like that. Now, there are classes you can go through, Reiki level 1 and 2 and 3, which they call master, you know. And there are many different ways in. There are many different schools, lineages, methods. Reiki, by a different name and a different language, was practiced in the time of the ancient Egyptians. It was practiced by the Mayan lineages and beyond, because, you know, it's coming from source, and so we don't have to limit this frequency and our knowledge of it to just the stuff that we learned in books that the teachers taught us here on planet Earth. What we begin to access when we are opening this source channel is knowledge that is beyond the programming that we were talking about, knowledge that is beyond what we once knew was true. And that's okay. You know, like when we're 5 years old, we didn't know things that we know now when we're 41 and a half, you know, and we didn't know things when we were 16 that we knew when we were 17, you know what I mean? So in that way, when we are channeling the source frequency, complete curiosity and heart space are key. And the curiosity is that energy of the fool, of the one who just is innocent and doesn't know. They're going on an adventure, they are playful, and it's childlike, you know. So this is the energy that is key in driving this ship and allowing this in, all of whatever this is, for the good of all and harm of none. And as that frequency within you amplifies and amplifies, your energy calls for more of this source frequency, more of this purest living energy, more of the light codes and the activations that your soul is ready to resonate with. And you know, it's a pathway, and things don't happen all at once, because we you know, going from 0 to 120 and just like that, I mean, that'll knock the wind out of you, you know what I mean? And so we take small steps. All right. I know I keep talking about like what it's like to give and receive. This is all part of it though. Opening the mind to that what if in a healthy way, in a way that calls autonomy and that calls you know, for only love to come into this field, the truth. And so when we are receiving this energy, say for instance you have a distance session, which is kind of what this is now. It's an activation. That's what I was thinking of when we saw 1111. That's what came into the mind, is that this right here, this transmission, this 17 minutes that we've been together, is a Reiki transmission. It's source that is channeling straight through my throat chakra, because I'm going to watch this back and be like, did it make sense? Did it make sense, you know? But I know, I trust, as part of this receiving purest source, receiving truth as it can be channeled through me, that this source energy, this universal life force that is connected into all of everything, which includes and with love, the collective consciousness and those who would see this video, you know, listen to me talk about it. So as the receiver, opening your heart and saying yes to it is key. Knowing that you don't need anything other than yourself and your invitation to be filled up, to be healed, to know, to activate. There are so many practices, so many methods and thoughts and processes that can bring you into this space. So Reiki doesn't have to be the way. That word can mean what it means to you. But the primary message here is that when you are the receiver, you're driving the ship. It's you. You're the one who is asking for that healing. Only you know what is flowing through sacred sovereign vessel and soul and spirit that is you. Your practitioner, your teacher is there to support your activation, not to have you fall in line and do things the way they did it. And if that's what they are preaching out to you, I encourage you to come even more into your strength and sovereignty and call source in, because you can now. Okay, so I'm gonna, boom, drop the mic. That's it. That's all you need, right? That's all you need. And also, go learn all the things. Go learn all the things. Do the schools, do the practices, find out what the symbols are. Learn, be activated. Be activated in all the ways. Because you know what? That's what we're here to do, is to share and to help one another back into wholeness, back into allness. Okay, so if you want to find out what in-person sessions are like, you can find me, ReikiWithGaia.com, okay? And you can, send me messages, and I'll see them when I see them, when I'm supposed to see them. I love you all. We're at time, so I will offer us all this now. Let's just take a big deep breath again together. That's a lot of information. That's a lot of activation. Close your eyes if you can, and if you can't, you can still take a big deep breath with me now. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth with a sigh. Big deep breaths, and just let yourself feel into what is true for you, allowing that the unfolding and that the activations and that the awakenings will happen in true divine timing for your soul. Beautiful. I love you. Thank you so much, beautiful angels on earth, team. Thank you to the stream. Thank you to all who have shown up, benevolent beings, guides and allies. Thank you. Peace and life and abundance to you and you and you. And I love you so much.